Autophagy in the morning is like the body's own version of early housekeeping, where each cell wakes up, stretches, and quietly decides to throw out yesterday's trash. On a molecular level, this cleaning service is orchestrated by the elegant interplay of nutrient-sensing pathways, mTOR and AMPK being the two main conductors. When you're fasting, AMPK takes the stage, essentially saying, "All right, folks, energy is low. Let's conserve resources and recycle what we've got." Autophagy kicks into gear. Damaged proteins are broken down, mitochondria are repaired, and cells polish themselves into shinier versions of yesterday. It's a beautiful system, one that makes you feel like your biology is running a high-end eco-friendly recycling plant. But the moment you eat breakfast, especially one rich in carbs and protein, mTOR, the nutrient-sensing diva, storms in and yells, "Party's on. We've got fuel, stop the cleaning and start building." Autophagy gets shoved aside, broom in hand, muttering like a janitor kicked out of a dance floor. This sets up one of the funniest contradictions in nutrition science. On one hand, autophagy needs fasting to really thrive, and morning is the perfect window since you've already been fasting overnight. On the other hand, breakfast is the very meal that traditionally defines a healthy routine, stabilizing blood sugar, improving mood, and powering up your brain for whatever chaos the day brings. It's as though your body's long-term maintenance crew and short-term fuel team booked the same time slot, and only one can hold the stage. The irony is that both are absolutely essential. mTOR isn't bad. It's crucial for muscle growth, protein synthesis, and general energy use. AMPK isn't always the star. It just shines brightest when nutrients are scarce. So if you're fasting through the morning, AMPK gets to run its autophagy concert. If you're eating breakfast, mTOR takes over with the building and energy fest. Both are right, but they can't headline at the same time. This tug-of-war raises the question, to eat or not to eat. Skipping breakfast lets autophagy sweep through the morning, tackling molecular clutter and potentially setting the stage for longevity. But eating breakfast brings the instant reward of sharper cognitive performance, steadier moods, and muscles that aren't secretly begging for amino acids. It's less a choice of right or wrong, and more about whether you want your body's morning vibe to be repair mode or performance mode. The fact that science shows benefits on both ends makes it all the more amusing. We're basically watching biology argue with itself like two roommates fighting over whose turn it is to use the bathroom. Interestingly, some researchers argue that the balance between mTOR and AMPK is what really drives healthy aging. Too much mTOR activation from constant eating and protein-rich diets may suppress autophagy over the long term, contributing to age-related decline. But too much AMPK without enough mTOR can mean muscle loss, low energy, and compromised function. In other words, you don't want to live your life in permanent fast-forward autophagy any more than you want to live in permanent breakfast party mode. You need both rhythms. The trick is timing. Maybe you let AMPK do its magic with delayed breakfast on some days, and on other days you happily embrace mTOR by enjoying a morning feast. The humorous contradiction is that our bodies weren't designed for rigid rules. They're designed for flexibility. In ancestral times, sometimes breakfast didn't exist because there was no food, so autophagy got free rein. Other times, a successful hunt or harvest meant feasting right after sunrise, and mTOR got its spotlight. The body evolved to juggle both gracefully. The modern dilemma, whether to skip breakfast for autophagy or eat it for performance, is really just a reflection of how spoiled we are with choices. So in the morning, the question, to eat or not to eat, becomes less of a battle and more of a playful dance between cellular recycling and immediate energy needs. If you skip breakfast, autophagy keeps sweeping up cellular junk, polishing your insides for long-term health. If you eat, mTOR says, "Great, let's build something new right now," and your brain and muscles thank you with focus and power. Both paths lead to health in different ways. The real magic is not in choosing one forever, but in knowing that sometimes you want the janitor humming away quietly in your cells, and sometimes you just want pancakes. Biology, after all, is both science and comedy, and in this act, both mTOR and AMPK deserve applause.